What's up? So today we're in the barn. It's real cold outside. I think it was 4 degrees in the truck a little bit earlier. So came inside, stay out of the wind so you can hear me and try and stay out of the cold a little bit. But today we're gonna feed the cows, water the cows, show you how that works. Unlike in the city where we came from, there's no city water. We're on a well. So right now we only have one well. It's dedicated to the house. We don't have a well dedicated for ag yet. So it's on the plan for next year to get that. But for now, we got to run hose from the house down to the cows to get them water. It's not ideal, especially when it's really cold like it is today. You got to make sure the hoses are all cleaned out from the water. So it's a little bit of a mess, but it's what we got for now. So we do have automatic water that was here from the previous owner. He had some cattle on the land, but that hasn't been working in a long time. So how automatic waters work, which most guys who have a lot of head of cattle, that's what they use. It's basically hooked up underground to a water source, and there's a float inside. So when water comes up to a certain point, the float kicks on or stops and prevents it from just continuing to flow. So but we had ours tested, and it's burst somewhere. The pipe that runs underground is not having any pressure, so it doesn't work, and it's okay. It's not worth getting fixed right now. Just with 3 head of cattle, it's not a big deal. We can run hoses for the time being. Plus we're still trying to figure out the layout of our farm. You know, next year we'll have a couple more buildings, trying to figure out where everything goes. So we don't want to invest too much money in infrastructure until we're really set on where buildings go. So that's kind of where we're at. So that's water. When it's real cold like this, we do have, it's basically this it looks like a little blue pod, and it sits in the tank where all the water is, and it's hooked up to some electricity, and it keeps the water from freezing. So it works really well. I had no issues with that so far. Really happy with it. Really getting put to the test now. I think we're supposed to not get out of the teens for maybe the next 2 weeks or a week and a half for sure. So that's the water situation. As far as feed, our cows are grass fed, grass finished. So during the year we have to bale hay. After being traditionally row cropped for many years, we this spring put in a pasture mixture. We had a bunch of rain. We had a really hard time finding people to bale it who were dependable. Finally found a great guy down in Afton who does it, but we didn't find him till the end of the season. So we basically got one and a half cuts out of it. We got another cut, but we had some issues or a lot of weeds and stuff, but the last cut we got was really good. So we got about 410 bales to last us this winter. It should be fine. Next year we'll definitely have 3 more cuts. We'll have a lot more feed for them, a lot more grass, and just in case, even in the summer, if you go through drought, it's good to have extra around for them. So we got it all stacked in the barn. It was definitely one of the hardest jobs this summer, unloading 3 trailers of 410 bales all by hand. Walking them into the barn was not fun, but put in my hard work after working an office job all day. So they're really happy. They love this stuff. It's got alfalfa and a few other things in it, but they're real happy. It's untreated, so it's as fresh as it can get. So yeah, we'll get them fed, show you the water process, and go from there. Hopefully you enjoy and you learn a little bit. Thanks.
I remember our last summer. I knew I'd stumble into the fall. Thought I'd get better when I got through December, but I stood still while time moved on. Yes, I stood still while time moved on, and I'm still searching for an answer, reaching for a sign, but everything I've lost is all I can find. You're an old wound, but I can't stop the ache. They say time heals the bones you break, but I'm still waiting for the medicine to take.
So we keep the bale twine, that way we know where we're at bale wise throughout the year. If we're running a little short, if we may have to buy some, at least we can predict a little bit. So there's 2 on every single bale, so it's pretty easy to do the math.
Haven't thought about you much at all. Maybe I can get some sleep, but you're the drug inside of me that's keeping me up and going through withdrawal. You're keeping me up, going through withdrawal, and I'm still searching for an answer, reaching for a sign, but everything I've lost is all I can find.
So, per the usual, things didn't go according to plan. Our hoses, when I did it last week, I must not have perfectly emptied them. So they were stopped up, and it's so cold I couldn't get them unfrozen, so I ended up having to bucket everything out here. What a mess. So go back to the drawing board, figure out a better plan for next week and how this will work, so I don't have to be on the bucket brigade. So just one more thing. It always kind of works out this way, especially when you're new to it. You learn a lot of lessons, and sometimes those lessons are hard, as long as they don't cost too much. So this one was just hard work in about 4-degree weather at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's all good though. Still love it. Still love being outside, and the job got done. All right, we'll figure it out.
You're an old wound, but I can't stop the ache. They say time heals the bones you break. They say time heals the bones you break, but I'm still waiting for the medicine to take.